this is Shubham Tiwari, and welcome to the Knowledge Nuggets and Playbooks, a podcast series by Sales Panel, where we host thought leaders from the B2B world in the hope of bringing to you their playbooks and learnings from their journeys. Our guest today is an experienced sales leader who has a flavor for marketing. She is a B2B influencer who is evangelizing social selling with her work on LinkedIn. She is the account executive at Dreamdata.io. Laura Erdem, welcome to Sales Panel.
Thank you so much. It's a pleasure to be here.
We are very grateful to have you. Please talk to us about Dreamdata and what you do at Dreamdata and your operations. What do they look like?
For sure. Dreamdata is a revenue attribution platform that helps their clients to find out which initiatives are driving revenue. So it's not just counting leads, what marketing is bringing in, but finding out which channels and sources are driving the best leads that are actually converting to pipeline and finally to revenue. And yeah, I'm an account executive at Dreamdata. I was one of the early hires. Now I think we're 25 right now. And yeah, kicked it all off together with the sales team, and now it's rolling out throughout the whole global market.
Wonderful, wonderful. So as I said, in the introduction, that you are evangelizing LinkedIn social selling, and you're a sales leader. So early stage B2B startups, have this immense amount of pressure to get the product market fit right. They have to figure out their sales and marketing channels. Since social selling is a long-term game, you continue to build it up. Most early stage SaaS startups, can't stretch themselves beyond a point, right? We are in the times of recession as well. So can you tell us how early stage B2B startups can get started on their social selling journeys, and what results should they see in their, in the short term? Also, what metrics, you should be keeping an eye on to assess your progress?
Yeah. And it's great that you're starting with product market fit. I mean, when kicking off with social selling, you have to be targeted as well, because it's pretty easy. If you can't say easy, it's still work, but to become a thought leader where you just post random posts and connect with random people and people will follow you, but that will not bring business results for you. So as soon as you know and nail which people are we actually targeting to sell to, and which people will be following the information that we're sharing on LinkedIn, then it will start being easier also for yourself to find out what kind of messaging we should be talking about. So your messaging is attracting people to read what you're talking about and finally come in as inbound for yourselves due to the information that you're sharing on LinkedIn.
Right.
And finding the channels. I mean, the way it started with Dreamdata for social selling, we started it off very light. It was not a strategy or something to begin with, but one of my posts got commented on by one of the thought leaders within the area that we are working in, which is sales and marketing. And especially for marketing leaders, a lot of people are following him. And the comment he made on my post was kind of something like, attribution doesn't work. And for me, selling an attribution platform, it was like a hit on the head. It's like, okay, what should I do now? Should I be deleting this? Well, what is this? But later what we found out was that after that comment, his comment got more likes and comments than my initial post. But we noticed that the traffic to our website bumped by twice from direct channels as a first touch, and social first touch for that week has tripled into the traffic.
Wow.
So if you connect those dots together, you're thinking, okay, people who are coming into your website are actually following that person commented on my post. And then later at a point, they will convert on your website as well. Some of them at least. And when they do convert, then you will know where did they come from. And as long as you are working both with the influencers and following the people on LinkedIn who are targeted and would be people who you could sell to, then later on, you're mentioning long-term game, you will be seeing revenue results within the time that the customer journey takes for you. So one important thing that people have to make sure to be aware of when they start social selling is, how long is your customer journey? It's not from when they submit a form till they're sold to. that's not that. That's usually just 50% of it. But since they get aware of the problem, they come to your website as a first touch. Usually it takes just as long time as it is to sell to those people. So if you take that time into consideration, for Dreamdata is over 300 days. So you have to wait 300 days in order to be able to find out if your social selling initiatives are working. So if you do all the right steps and target the right people, connect with them and post the right messages that are not salesy, but educating your market, attracting them to your website, then it will be easier to see results after that time. And after those 300 days, if you have been consistent with it, then it will also be easier to do retargeting on those people. At the same time, if you were to kick off outbound, then it's easier as well, because people are aware about the problems that you're facing and will follow you throughout the journey on social as well.
I think if we, let's break it down more, the social selling part for our audience. I think, and it will, be $1 million question for them, because it's coming from you, of course. And for a core sales function that is more into, predictive lead generation, is social selling a silver bullet or a, lead bullet? So if I have to go to my sales team and convince them into creating content on LinkedIn, I'm not sure how they're going to react, right? So
it's not a silver bullet, no.
Yeah. So how do we attribute, actual sales to social selling? And I mean, so where is the, thin line where you start to gain traction on LinkedIn, and how does it end up translating to customers? For example, let's say your non-promotional post reached 50,000 people and got 500 likes. How does that, impact your bottom line? Does it translate to more people connecting with you or liking your page? How does it translate into sales?
Yeah. So these are very, very early results you're seeing. The way we are measuring social selling, I see it as like 3 steps. The first one is likes and comments and views, all that kind of sugar rush that you get. Oh, a lot of people are liking this. That means very, very little. It means something for you to be able to see if it's working, if people are resonating to what I'm sharing.
Right.
But I could easily post something totally relatable for everybody that everybody will start liking and commenting, but it will mean nothing for the business. And what you have to be aware of is the second step, meaning that, are we targeting the right people? Am I starting to get messages back from people who are actually willing to talk to us? If I reach out to somebody to start a conversation, is it easier for me to start that conversation comparing if I were to do it cold? And when you're able to map that part, and finally start to map customer journeys, make sure that you do that on your website and know where people are coming from, so you can correlate that information. Okay, we made a semi-viral post, our traffic has bumped, and then in a week or 2 months, whatever your customer journey is, we're seeing that some of those people have already converted. Then it's easier to start convincing people, okay, this is a channel that is working. It's not just marketing, it's for sales as well. The last, like, kind of the golden thing that happened for me comparing that, like, okay, let's say those people who have converted, then it's easier to sell to them as well because they're aware of the problem too. But the final thing, kind of the golden roof, is when dead accounts are coming back. I had several deals that have been closed, lost to start with. That goes a year. And those people are coming back saying, I've been following your content, you have been staying top of mind, now we're ready to buy. Do you think they're assessing anybody else on the side? Usually not, because they have been talking to you earlier, they know what the capabilities are, and when they come back, it's just for you to close the deal. That's it, right. Nothing else. And that's how it transfers into the actual business and revenue of what you do on social.
Correct. Speaking about your, LinkedIn profile, you increased your follower count from 2,000 to 8,000 within a year, which is a tremendous, increase. So, and now you have close to 12,000 followers. So yes. Content engagement is an important outcome of the, social selling process. Does it depend on the number of followers, or semi-viral or viral posts? Where should one focus more? Creating good content that has the potential to go viral, or focusing on increasing followers on one leads to, another? What's the trick?
The followers matter to begin with. Now, if I had 8,000 or 12,000, that does not make a big difference. The thing that makes difference is how targeted you are to connect with the people who you can actually make business with. So if I had 50,000 followers, but all of those people are in healthcare or, I don't know, construction and agriculture, well, that doesn't matter at all.
True.
And I cannot really sell to them. But if I had 8,000 and 80% of them are in sales and marketing and the roles that I can actually start conversation with in B2B, then it's gold worth, because this is my target audience. So to start with, it's nice to see the followers count go up, but later on, it does not matter. If you're targeted, it does not matter. And then how you move those people, like the contents, like, does it matter to have a lot of likes and follows and all that kind of thing?
Yeah.
I mean, it matters for the algorithm to begin with. When you post something, it matters for the first hour if somebody commented and liked it. It does, because then it will reach more people. But as long as you're targeted, what kind of people are in your audience, who are following you, and who are you connecting with, then those people will start liking your posts. And then another thing that actually matters as well, besides the people you're targeting, are the influencers that are followed by similar people that you are targeting. So if you're getting friends with those people, then you can actually tap into their audience as well. When you comment on their posts, your comments are appearing in others' feeds as well, and they can see you as an advisor in that field too.
Right.
And then it's easier kind of to spin off that content mechanism as well, and to attract the people that you can actually work with.
Yeah. Social selling, in a way, it's a collaborative process, right? Because you go out there, you talk about, all the things in cohesion. So how do you, make your other team members who are not very adept at writing or in expressing themselves properly? How do you, keep them in the loop? How do you bring them in the loop, first of all? And how do you take them ahead?
Yeah, we started it. Well, everything in Dreamdata started as a test so far. We're small enough for that.
Still.
test. And when that post reached like semi-viral numbers, we said, let's make it a team initiative. All the people who are in the revenue team, marketing, sales, and customer success, let's start posting more regularly. And if we reach 300,000 views within a quarter, let's go for a dinner. That's it.
Yeah.
And people were feeling kind of, okay, we can see that this brings business results and we're trying something out. We're becoming better at this. Let's make it a team initiative. And it became kind of a culture. Well, we reached the 300,000. We actually reached 500,000 in that quarter, which was very nice. And it became a culture thing that this is something we focus on. This is something that is important for us. Our co-founders are the biggest chairs of social selling. They really, really support all this initiative, and it would not be standing alone if they didn't do that. But still, I'm getting back to that. We're still small enough of a company to talk to each other, to enable each other. It sounds like it's difficult. Right. It feels like it's difficult for you. You haven't been posting. Do you need any help? And at the same time, don't push the people to do it. It could be that some of the people are definitely not comfortable in doing that.
They're not going to be correct.
Like it. No, and they will find other ways to do it. If you start pushing people to do social selling, it cannot be just something you turn on. Some of the people would prefer to call or email or just close deals. That's normal. But where I see the biggest help coming from is marketing. So marketing is the part that is owning social selling, and owning in a way, not coordinating it, but owning the content. As long as marketing is coming out with content and support for sales to be as good as they can with social selling, like you can pick up a blog. Sometimes we do this, like we pick up a blog, now we close our ears and not eyes, just the ears for 30 minutes. And then we try to create like 5 posts out of that blog. And then you schedule it. becomes so easy. You're on point of the message that marketing is trying to come out. You have your scheduled posts, and then your target market is going to see it. So it's owned by marketing, but it's executed by sales and
Right.
marketing as well, of course. But that needs enablement, and that enablement has to come from marketing. So it is planned together.
Wonderful, wonderful. So the recent set of universal analytics made it clear that event-driven predictive analytics is coming into the mainstream. The applied use cases of AI and ML to customer journey tracking and product-led growth are rising. Awareness about multi-touch attribution and lead scoring is also rising among businesses. So everyone wants to figure out, which user is most likely to convert into a customer, or where exactly is my revenue coming from. So when you onboard a business on Dreamdata, of course, what are the most common challenges you see among your stakeholders?
Good question. It really depends on the stage the company is in. We talk with a lot of various clients. So now you mentioned, for example, account-based. Like a lot of companies want to work account-based, but sometimes it's just a buzzword. It really depends on where the company is in their journey and how technically deep the people are that have joined the company. So we've got really, really advanced clients who do dig deep into machine learning. They want to understand what will convert. They even give quotas to their marketing team to hit, and they're rewarded for that by payoffs, additional payoffs of their salary if they hit it, because they've got the data on point. So they know that if we hit this, then we're going to hit our revenue target in the given time. So they really, really plan their data out. Right. There are other clients who are just starting this journey. For them, having tracking data on their website and being able to map the tracking data where our clients are coming from, and if those deals are actually becoming pipeline and are closing, is good enough to start with. So it really depends, but the market is moving over to more data-driven, but I think it's just a very, very start.
Right. So if I ask you again about, social selling, the kind of content you post on LinkedIn, you use many formats. You use videos, selfie videos, you post podcast clips, you use images, interviews, live LinkedIn live you use. So of course, as you said earlier, that at Dreamdata you're testing a lot of things. So if I ask you what are the new things in the offering, what are you testing in terms of the format of the content, the presentation? So what would be your answer?
Yeah. We started testing LinkedIn Live, I think now 2 months ago. We started it by a discussion at our sales call saying, could we do scheduled demos? Like we're constantly coming out with a demo of Dreamdata, like on a given time, let's say every Thursday. So maybe people don't want to book demos, let's do it. And I did this actually when we kicked off our content analytics. I created like a LinkedIn Live event and I made it as a presentation and a demo. I found out that it doesn't work because you cannot see the screen as well on LinkedIn Live. So you cannot do LinkedIn Live demos on LinkedIn, and found that out. But there were a lot of people joining it and a lot of people enjoying the beginning of the conversation. So I started inviting people to LinkedIn Live just to talk about marketing and sales alignment, how to grow revenue, what kind of tactics are working, and so on. I invite both internal people at Dreamdata, our prospects, our clients, and people who I think that would have something very cool to share to the audience. This one is working well. I mean, people are joining LinkedIn Lives, they're very interactive, and at the same time, your content is being exposed to even more people, the ones that are not joining, because that video is live for a very long time. Plus, it goes into YouTube, it goes into Twitter and stuff like that connected. So it's kind of evergreen content that is being created. So this is a test. Another thing that works well right now, but that wave is going to go out fast, is TikTok videos on LinkedIn. I started doing TikToks and I'm testing again. I'm testing while nobody's watching. And TikTok is not growing my audience as fast as I would like to, because I didn't really catch the niche yet of how to engage the audience and to grasp those followers. But a lot of people are saying, oh, TikTok is the new shit for B2Bs and come and join and stuff like that. I don't know yet. I'm testing, but videos from TikTok posted on LinkedIn work like crazy because people are not used to seeing a video that is snappy like this. Under 1 minute, if you can, in 15 seconds, deliver a message and be gone, because people love scrolling and being entertained. So what you're used to on LinkedIn is that, oh, somebody picks up a video, usually it's like horizontal, and they're like, hello, my name is Laura, and today I'm going to talk. If you do this on Twitter, on TikTok, you're scrolled far away after you said hi. Go.
Not gonna work.
And people are not used to this on LinkedIn, so I think it's education as well, pushing people over to TikTok to consume more. So this one I think is very interesting. Try it out, especially lip syncing. It's like shit fun. I love it.
Wonderful, wonderful. So we are at the end of this interview. So we have this couple of rituals. We always ask our guests what are they reading nowadays, in terms of let's say you can give us any book, your favorite books, or what are you reading, and as well as nominating someone for our show.
Yes. Right now, I just bought a book. I didn't read it yet, but I'm really looking forward to it. I think it's called Heels Over Leads. I could find it very soon.
Heels Over Leads. Okay.
Yeah, it is written by VP sales that are women. I am so much for diversity, especially in sales. When you talk like tech diversity and so on, try to imagine how many VP sales do you know that are women? It's very, very little. And the ones that I know and look up to, they're crazy good at it. And the more diversity we can get in sales, the better it will be for everybody. So that's what is the book that I'm reading right now. Got a TikTok about it as well.
Nice. Wonderful. And somebody you like to nominate for our show?
Yeah, I think you should talk with Sarah Latanzio. She is amazingly good at both social selling, but also very clever within marketing. She's the person you would like to talk with the next.
Wonderful, wonderful. Laura, Erdem, thank you so much for your time. And it's a wonderful message to end this interview, the message of diversity, inclusion. And we're really grateful that you could find some time for us and could give us some, these knowledge nuggets and reveal your playbooks as well. So thank you so much.
Thank you. It was a pleasure.
And thanks to our audience for sticking with us. We'll see you in the next episode very soon. Bye-bye.